back, and them rabbits were there for hours.
Yeah, mom's out getting food probably.
Well, could be getting food or could have gotten done,
Or
and
could
so
be
they're just sticking together.
living that Bambi's mom's life, which is no more life.
Right. Then I felt bad. So we left them, of course, and I asked Carly if I should go get him a carrot. Because rabbits.
Yeah, you definitely need to go back to the city.
Because bugs.
Yeah.
Bunny.
Yeah.
Anyway, then Sunday night, this was, so they eventually, the sun kind of cracked the clouds kind of late afternoon. They left two at a time, which was interesting, I thought. I went out again, and two of them were there, and then I went out again.
Rabbits go 2 by 2, hop, hop.
And then hurrah.
She's just doing her own.
Then, so they were gone.
2 by 2, hop, hop.
So they all left. And Cameron was very disappointed in the fact that they were gone, obviously. So then it's poker night. I, bit off a quarter of a 5 milligram gummy, so I was fucking stoned. Because of my
sure,
back.
Billy and I were talking about that.
I know, big pussy, right?
No, there's a reason for it.
What?
Go ahead, keep going.
Then, and I was also a bit drunk because poker. I have a old Jaeger bucket I keep out front that I throw my cig butts in, so I don't have to go collect them, and they don't get all shitty and wet. And if they are, they're contained within this, and I don't get all sorts of paper everywhere and stuff. And I take the last trash bag out Sunday night, and I dump that bucket, and then finish the trash off, and then all the trash is out. Right, I take the cans out before poker and all that stuff, and I have that one last bag to bring out.
Okay, very good.
And I empty all my butts in it. Move the bucket. I'm knelt down. Empty the bucket into the bag, and I look up to put the bucket back, and goddamned if one of them baby rabbits wasn't standing there again by itself this time in the corner in the dark. And what do you not expect to see when you're just a little stoned and very drunk? A set of fucking eyes looking back at you.
Right.
And I was like, ah! What fuck? What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Absolutely scared the shit out of me until I realized, again, it was a rabbit. And then I was like, okay. And then I thought briefly, there was just a sliver of thought. Should I bring that little fucker in because he's by himself now and he's not cuddled up against
I
anybody?
thought you were going to cook him for your gourmet competition.
I thought about it. Thought about that later.
Nope. He's a dad now.
What's veal? What's the rabbit version of veal?
Probably gamey.
Anyway.
Hey Siri, what's the rabbit version of veal?
Then, the rabbit version of you.
Oh, just doing AI stuff.
Yeah.
Just assumes now that all you want is just you done his AI or AI stuff.
So anyway, but I did for a brief moment, went, should I try to pick this thing up and bring it inside and keep it warm? And then I was like, nah, fuck that, nature, baby. And I set the bucket back down, walked inside, shut the garage, made sure that little fucker didn't come in.
You're like, that's it. We're done here.
Yeah, it took all of about 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Should I do... Nah. What am I thinking? Who am I, Melissa?
Why would I want to do that?
A baby rabbit's called a kit.
Ah, put that on your menu and eat it.
And they just call them a fryer or a young rabbit. A young rabbit would be one not less than 1.5 pounds and less than 12 weeks of age.
You think get that on a spit?
Was it at least 1.5 pounds?
Don't know.
Hey, you might need
I have
to keep
no
it for a little
context
while.
for the density of rabbit.
Might need to cook it for a while.
There is a dude that I follow on TikTok that raises meat rabbits.
And gaminess, you just marinate in milk for a bit.
Yeah,
and it breaks those enzymes down.
Or you just cook it in a nice white wine sauce or a red wine sauce.
The alcohol?
So that's what
Does
we're
that
doing.
break down those enzymes also?
Talking about baby bunnies, huh? That's the how do we cook them? That's where we are now, kids, huh?
And now you're the moral barometer of this podcast?
Yeah,
Fuck off.
Apparently I am.
Hey, Claire offered when the hawk got K1. Claire offered to pluck it.
Oh, I know. It just
I still wanted to eat that frog that kind of died back there. That zombie frog y'all had living.
The turtle.
Turtle's a turtle.
Yeah.
We got the baby rabbits back there. We can go catch one.
I will say, Mel, there was...
You almost picked up a rabid whatever that was the other day, and now you want to eat your baby rabbits?
They're good. I like Huffenpuffen.
You like Hufflepuff? What?
Hasenstuff. Try to remember what rabbit is in German.
Hassenhudel.
That's the one.
The coach.
The coach.
They speak German in Austria, right?
Oh, hey, look, everybody. She found her white pen. She now has multiple pens, and she's taking hits off of both of them.
Well, now that I thought now that she mingled with the
Mel,
the
Mel, don't cross the streams. Seriously.
she's over there playing swords.
Yeah, Short Bailey's like, rabbit is tasty. Taylor Thompson, pocket rabbit.
Oh, yes, I do.
Dude,
I do
if you
like
pulled
eating
out-
rabbit. I like eating
You almost
rabbit
said
quite a
pocket
bit.
rabbit.
But little tiny rabbits, like baby rabbits, and I am a veal fan, but that one just, you can't. That's
The
too
cows don't have souls. Fuck that. It's fine.
Oh, I love cows.
Baby cow is great.
If you,
Yes.
I think
Nicole and I already had it figured out. We had this conversation.
I think
on the
like a
way to the
fried
baby
rabbit
shower.
leg would be the funniest possible thing that you could pull out of a pocket.
A fried rabbit leg.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. There's
But like
so
no
much other
full
things.
fur still on the foot. So when you're done
Oh.
eating it, you can just attach it straight to your key ring.
Yeah, I don't think that's how cooking works.
So you and Cole talked
Maybe you
about
should
this?
know that before you try to be on a cooking show with Carla.
She signed that up.
With
Carly did
Carla?
that.
That's the cooking show. Do you not pay attention?
Okay, you said with Carla. Like,
Yes.
Okay, I thought you were talking about his wife.
No, Carla Hall is the
Okay.
celebrity chef sponsor of this.
Oh, no shit. It's
contest.
Carla doing
Yeah.
it. Very cool. That's excellent.
You know, there's more than one black woman that cooks.
Be a funnier joke if you said, there's more than one light-skinned black woman that cooks. That would have been a better joke.
So
Just saying.
Cole and I've decided, because I was, talking about how aggravating you were.
Okay.
And
Me or him?
him.
Okay, good.
Oh, yeah. By the way, everybody, happy anniversary, Mel. We had a good old-fashioned fight the day before because, love.
Yeah, but life got its revenge because my mom threw at her back and I was making fun of her. And
Right.
I got mad at Sam and I threw the mail in a huff. And then I went to pick it up in a huff and I threw out my back.
How, throughout your back?
Well, I
How
pulled a
old fashioned was
muscle.
the fight? Did you use a stick no wider than your thumb? How far are we going back? What's old fashioned?
Anyways.
I mean, I did step
I'm-
outside to find a switch.
We're still on, those of you tuning in, we are still on sound check. The show has not actually started, even though it's 10:08. We just are a show. So Cole and I are in the car heading down to Port Tobacco for the baby shower, which I love, Heidi. 75 miles. I
Bet you they
forgot.
still switches down there.
Port Tobacco's
I
out
remember
there, man.
Port Tobacco
Oh,
was
yeah.
far
Fuck yeah, it is.
Out there.
when I lived in Waldorf.
Yeah.
Damn.
And that's that. If
Yeah.
the Dorf is only your halfway point,
I
you're in
know.
trouble.
Yeah,
it was still. It
that's
was
a
worth
struggle,
It.
that.
It was worth it to see Heidi. It was worth it to see her family.
Heidi is awesome.
Yeah.
How are
It
the
was
kids?
worth it
Are
to
they
hang out
home?
with Cole. But Cole and I are on the phone on the way down, and I was telling her about Houston and his proclivities, and telling her, if you're going to be wife number 2 after I die, you should know these things. And then she goes, hey, better yet, why don't he die first? And then we all just live in a commune together. And I'm like, well, that's the plan. You, me, Claire, we'll get Biz involved in that and we'll just collect women. And so Cole's like, I got farming. And this I'm like, I got chickens and cows
Well, the problem
and
with
goats
the problem
over
with
your
all
dead
that,
body. Literally,
that's-
fertilizer. It'll be
that's fine.
great for the crops.
I don't care. The great thing of all of that will be, Mal, is that you guys will have this collection of women, and yet there'll be zero scissoring because you all like dick too much.
I was gonna
we'll
say,
have-
how's this commune gonna work with the 4 of them when there's no men to run it
No,
and direct all the action?
no, we'll save a spot for
fucking
Carly. She'll be
brilliant.
there inevitably. And so, yeah, we'll just occasionally, hire strippers or, college has spring break. Boys need to be taught.
Okay. Well, okay. Well, then you have it all figured out.
They aren't going to learn skills themselves. There's some things you got to learn outside of college class.
So basically, when you die, she's going into MILF porn. That's what
good.
she's saying.
I mean,
Yeah, Taylor wants to know who's going to change the oil and rotate the tires. Well, that's what hired help is for.
well, I would just say, Mel, there are plenty of strippers out there that need saving. So you just give me the old word, and we'll call it a day.
We have it all worked out.
Yep. That's it. All right. Well, are we ready to start a show? I got to go make cocktails. So if you all want to talk with everybody, I'm going to go make the drinks real quick and be right back, okay?
I'm going to need another drink because the cider's almost gone.
Okay, well, I'll get you another goddamn drink. Woman, settle down. She's feeling spicy today, apparently.
All right, sound check is over. And hey, Graham.
Yeah.
If somebody wanted to find sound check, how would they do that?
It's very easy, guys. It's at the Football Show on all the social medias, where in the bios you'll find the link to our Patreon, which is what I was trying to say, but said the wrong link. How's that for a recovery? Patreon.com/DU Football Show. Just sign up to that $5 tier, and you can get sound check and injury time. Sound check is just us catching up from the weekend, as you all heard. My house is now apparently a wildlife preserve, and then injury time, which is our preview show of the upcoming week in football.
Christian says, smoke him if you got him.
Yeah, it's a good idea, actually.
Sure, Billy. Well, since he's out of the room, what do you think we'll get in trade, or we have to pay like Man U will? Here we go. I had to figure out what that was want.
What?
I had to figure out where that was coming from. Rabbit is tasty. I'm not going to touch that. The guys are relieved that I'm not wearing sunglasses. Shorebelly, I'm wondering if we can get more for Sam H in trade if he does drive the bus, about as well as Ten Hag drives the Man U bus. Christian, binders full of women. That's a back one.
Yeah.
And then we're caught back up.
All right.
By the way, Mel, beautiful May Day displays. Thank you, Taylor.
The good part is you had those videos. Were you able to pause them and get stills from them, or not really?
Oh, everybody took pictures. Sam took
good.
some. I just was
Awesome.
like, I actually have none of my own.
Like
I'm
on your own
scouring.
phone.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
No, I'm scouring. And Tony J was down there for What's Up Magazine. Ashley sent me all his files, but they didn't get pictures of all of them. So I just got to go look, and I got to do the social medias for that. I was burnt out after rehearsal last night.
I bet.
And then today.
36 hours is longer than Jason Statham stayed up in Crank.
Yeah. And then I had rehearsal on Thursday. I had a tour on Friday. I had the baby shower, and I had to work Saturday night because one of my tour guides might have a stalker. So Sam and I, I didn't talk about that on Soundcheck. Sam and I went downtown because the same guy has been on one of our tours every weekend for the last 6 weeks.
Same
guy. Always buys a single ticket by himself. Very awkward. And always asks about this certain tour guide. And so I saw that he was booked on her tour that night, and I was going to do a refresh anyways. So I'm like, Sam, we might have a stalker. We got to head downtown. And so I'm wearing my Villa sweatshirt, and I go to Middleton, and I talk to the general manager and one of my bouncer friends, and I'm like, yeah, I'm waiting for them to come down here. We might have a stalker, keeping an eye out. I don't want him to see me because he's been on my tour. And then Middleton, the inside downstairs is all burgundy. And so I pull over my hood and I'm like, nobody can see me because I'm also stoned. Nobody can see me. And so I'm like, and they're all trying not to laugh at me. Megan comes around. Madeline, the guy, comes around the corner and just starts laughing. And then they go around to Harbor. And then, so Sam, by that point, has come up and he's got eyes on the guy. And so I'm in at the bar at Market House telling the bartender, my friend Adrian, about what's going on. And so we're there behind the double windows at the bar, obviously looking at all of it. And can't tell if he's weird or if he's a problem. Sure, Billy offered to do security for a living, but I think that Sam did a pretty good job of checking it all out. What was your impression of the guy?
Hard to get a real read. I felt like he could be Spectrum-ish, but or just that kind of weird, awkward, that is like doesn't know how to speak to girls kind of guy.
I mean, he says he's got a girlfriend in China.
Right. But don't we all?
Yeah, it's hard to tell. So I'm just keeping an eye on it.
I have a girlfriend in China. She lives in Wuhan. She gave me a cough a few years ago. exactly.
Careful.
Yeah, no, foul.
I sell a new wine that tastes like it was made in a
Foul.
Wuhan lab. Stuff is garbage.
And YouTube just banned us. Great.
No, they didn't. Nice try. Sattery.
Battery.
Hey, God, we were just here talking all this shit about women to start the show anyways, so we're doing all of our normal misogyny theater thing.
Hey. I just made connection with a French male model on the internet.
No shit.
Interesting.
In Famas Shabala.
I
75.
I did tell, there was Juliana who sent me a text message that said, we seem to be of the same type of people. You should reach out to me on my WhatsApp. I did look at her and go, I just want to let you know, options. And then I went ahead and blocked the number and deleted it. Because as much as maybe Juliana and I were meant for each other, probably a phishing scam,
Yeah.
Probably.
More than likely.
But, hey, scammers want me, Mel.
I had cleared out my message requests. I was looking to see if I had any fun ones in there because you can tell I'm getting older by the men that are message requesting me are getting older.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to run off with a 50-year-old man. I have one.
Yeah, exactly.
Take 30 years off that number and then we can talk.
Just say the word. Say the word. A dollar
Word.
bill. A dollar
Word.
bill at a time. I will
Word.
go save them all. Damn it.
Word, the.
Yeah. All right. Ready to do a show, kids?
Yeah.
Yep.
Hold on.
Hey, it's Brad.
Sorry.
Hey, it's Brad Parker, Crystal Palace fan, and you are listening to the Drunkard United Football Show. It's a parade.
You know what else was a fucking parade?
What's that?
Today's performance for Palace over
Oh,
Manchester
that was a
United.
big time parade.
I mean,
Boom, boom, boom.
now United was probably
Well-
like the big giant float that did nothing.
Well, I was
but
going to say, was it a parade or was it a funeral procession?
It felt a little bit like both now, didn't it? I tell you what, they're fucking frauds. I've been saying it all season.
Yep.
Let's start the show.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston.
Sam Houston?
Arsenal fans have another Sam. Right day, the fucking Gooner Graham. Smells of a lord. Look straight in shorts. Sam Graham, hey.
Sam Graham.
Fucking United! Fucking United!
Hello and welcome to the DU Football Show, a completely biased recap of the English Premier League as told by two common American schmucks. I am your host, Sam Houston, and across the way from me, the purveyor of baby rabbits, Mr. Samuel Graham. How
Goddamn
you
right. Doing very well.
doing? just
6 more come to camp in the yard. I'll have some new shoes.
Jesus, I'm forgetting the character's name. I wanted to do of a mice and men joke that I would
Probably
go completely over
moccasins.
his head.
Actually.
It would be Lenny, and I was going to say any of
Pet the
my
rabbits.
and men reference or meme is beneath y'all's talent.
Oh, thanks. We're recording at the DU Public House just outside the nation's capital. You can check us out wherever you get your podcasts, and of course, streaming live every single Monday night. Haven't told you guys to do this in a while, but please take a second, rate, review, make sure you're sharing with your footballing friends. That's all very, very important. And should you want to chat with us, there are as many ways that you can. Mr. Graham, tell the good people how they can get in touch.
Well, first, we got to give them a mission, Sam. What's the review word? Baby rabbit?
Yeah,
Just
baby
comment,
I mean,
baby
normally
rabbit,
we do
review,
D-back,
comment.
but baby rabbit.
Yeah.
You got to work baby rabbit into the review. Taylor is not right now.
Typing
with the-
right now, yeah.
Right now with the lotion and all the Kleenex. He has just lost his mind. I guarantee it.
All right. Talk to us at DU Football Show on all the social medias and DUFootballShow@gmail.com to get in touch via email.
Very good. Sam and myself both work in the wine and spirit industry, both have a deep passionate love for all things distilled spirits. So as the red-blooded Americans we are, we about to have a drink in our hand throughout this show and every single show. Mr. Graham Gin Binge continues. What are we drinking tonight?
We are drinking farm-born British drinks, Warner's Gin. This is their rhubarb-flavored gin, fresh, tangy, and sweet, it says here on the label. 1/3 of this bottle is real rhubarb juice. Nice. Down to 40% by volume, so that would be 80 proof. 1/3 of every bottle is real rhubarb juice. We press tons of real farm-grown rhubarb, born and bred in the British countryside, until we have enough juice for every bottle. Cracking with premium tonic or ginger ale, you choose, and a wedge of orange is what they recommend. We went a little bit more traditional with this. We did the Fever Tree Indian tonic water, premium Indian tonic water, and a lime, and it is fucking delightful.
I had to go throw that tonic into the water because what was the fatal flaw you did, Mr. Graham?
Well, I mean, I had to buy it from the store and didn't have a lot of time for it to get cold.
Well, you got home and could have put it in a fridge, right?
My kids were screaming as soon as I walked through the door.
Okay, you still could have put it in the goddamn fridge.
Yeah. My kids were screaming and walked through the door. I set it down on the counter and just started being a dad. Sorry.
Okay, well, you know what?
Excuse me.
Fuck off, priorities. The kids, you know what? Let them scream for half a second longer. It'll be okay.
It wasn't perishable, so I left it on the counter.
Okay.
Knowing that you would have an ice bath for them.
No, so I did, and they're now
I
cold
know,
because your
Right.
mixer should always be cold, dumbass.
So what I did
Thought I taught you better.
was planned accordingly with the tools that I have in front of me. And you have an ice bath, and I just figured it'd be okay because we had a sound check to still do. You chewing ice right there on the mic?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oof.
I would
I'm sure Lars is beating off to that in the shower.
I would love to play around with that bottle and make like different fruit drinks with it.
Oh,
that with some muddled strawberries or orange or blueberry. Like there is a lot of possibilities. That rhubarb is delightful. We drank a little bit of it straight earlier, and it was tasty.
I love the notion of that with the ginger ale. I think that's actually a great
It's
idea.
a good idea. The other thing too with this one, if you didn't know, they are in Northamptonshire. So Northampton Town Football Club, which Shaq owns a piece of.
Yep.
That's where their farm is, and they grow all of the botanicals that they use to flavor their gins on their own farm,
Very cool.
which is pretty cool.
Very cool. You know what I will do between shows? I think there's a bottle of Fever Tree ginger ale in the fridge.
Okay.
So if there
So
is,
EFL show. We'll,
No, because
No,
Mel
I've
drank it
made,
all.
I've made a mocktail out of them.
Mocktail? You make
So
a
you just drank
mockery out
some
of most
ginger ale?
things.
No, I mixed it with some club soda and some mint and some cherry juice. Cherry juice.
Mm-hmm.
I've been drinking mocktails and smoking weed.
I'm going to say double fucking fisting the weed. She's got both her pens now,
You
apparently.
should always smoke and drink responsibly and legally.
The gin's fucking delightful, by the way.
it's very good.
It's absolutely delightful. It was great on its
I
own.
think it should run around 40 on the shelf. We just picked this brand up, so I'm not super familiar with the pricing just yet, but it should, I think, run around $40, $45 on the shelf, somewhere in that sort of range.
Independent brand or with like a bigger supplier?
Independent brand, man.
Very cool. Very cool. So you said this and a raspberry. What else did
They have
there?
a raspberry. They have like 8.
Okay.
I don't know off the top of my head. We had one. They had a 15-minute stretch in a GSM 6 weeks ago. So I'm not really sure.
That reminds me of that brand that we had in England that's now available in the United States. I think it's
Whitney
with
Neal.
Whitney Neal. Yeah,
Yep.
they had a rhubarb
They were
one as
excellent.
well.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of fun, crazy flavors
yeah.
that were really interesting.
And I'm a huge fan of serving them in a goblet.
oh yeah, the big.
Like wine glass almost. Almost like Bordeaux wine glass.
I've got a Whitley Neal goblet.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
nice.
but I've only have one, or else yes, we'd be doing them in.
I love
motherfucking
those, and
goblets.
when they do their fruit, they're like large ass chunks of fruit, and it's delightful.
I'm like, why am I drinking it out of this if we have a goblet?
That's because talent gets the nice glass, production gets the regular fucking busted glass. Mr. Graham, what else should we do besides just being talented and awesome?
Well, she already said it, so I'll be here to remind you to make sure that you marinate your baby rabbit in milk.
There's an old inside joke from about 15 minutes ago. None of them.
Inside joke from 15 minutes ago and 9 people watching.
Yeah, but what about the millions of people listening around the world?
You're absolutely right, Sam. On this fine Tuesday morning through the magic of radio.
Gotta be more convincing, Mr. Graham, more convincing. Podcast! Teams at the bottom of the table had chances to secure safety, but only one took advantage of it. Everton 1, Luton 1, Newcastle 4, Burnley 1, Nottingham Forest 3, Sheffield 1. Sorry, wonderful world of television. You guys wanted this big, all-important relegation battle that you moved it to Friday. And guess what you got? A dog shit match. Exactly what you fucking deserved. With all that being said, you would have thought both these teams were safe because there sure as fuck was no urgency from the Hatters at all.
Well, I thought they were a bit lively, but they just, that final pass is just not great. At least this time they had Adebayo to get on the end of something, which is
big bringing him back.
Obviously to equalize. The penalty was definitely a penalty and a very stupid thing to give away, in my opinion. DCL scored, obviously, putting Luton down 1-0 initially. But Adebayo, 7 minutes later, whatever it was, got the equalizer. But then they never really pushed on after that.
Yeah.
Until the very closing stages, and it was so helter-skelter.
And even during the game, Everton probably had the better scoring opportunities until right at the end.
But, I mean, there was a fair few like this. Overall, I'd really say that it was pretty boring.
Oh, it was horrible.
And after, I'd say probably the opening 7-8 minutes was pretty good.
No.
Everton scored after, 12, 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, something like that. And then Adebayo scored at 31, I think. And then the game just kind of petered out, just kind of fizzled. It sucked.
I would say, yes, the penalty that did get called, I felt ultimately was a penalty. But it was the softest of the three that could have been called. The one on McNeil should have definitely been called at the start of the game. Absolutely should have been called.
I heard Forrester super angry about this.
Oh yeah, and then later on, the later in the game with Beto, it definitely arms around him, brought him to the ground, had a handful of jersey. It was undeniable, and if anything, it looked worse than the one that was called on Branthwaite that was called for a penalty. It was just like, okay, boys, really? You want to give the conspiracy theorists reasons?
Go ahead.
Give them fucking reasons galore, man.
Yeah.
Really.
It wasn't a great weekend for VAR, I don't think, to be honest. But yeah, I never really got the feeling Luton were going to score again.
Yeah.
Despite Ashley Young trying to allow them to score again.
Oh, he did not.
He's playing himself right out of a contract.
Yeah. It's because Seamus Coleman isn't fully fit.
Oh, I know.
And Vitaly Malenko is currently hurt. Like, if he was healthy, Young wouldn't be in the lineup right now. Because I think they'd play Godfrey over him, and Godfrey hasn't been that great either.
No.
It's funny because, and we're going to quickly move on because there's not a lot to say about this. The only reason why this game is in where it is because it was the first of the 3 games that happened, and this was the topic we were going to open the show with, was the bottom of the table. In any other existence, this would be an Oso game, of which that we would say Everton and Luton played a professional soccer match in the English Premier League this weekend.
And it ended in a gentleman's handshake.
Yeah. Luton's
AKA circle jerk.
Luton's last 2, and they are definitely running out of opportunities, is at West Ham, who have been looking like absolute dog shit, and then home to Fulham. Probably going to need both wins. Do you think they can do it?
No. Sure don't.
Yeah.
I think this is pretty damning, to be honest with you. I just don't see it happening at this stage. I mean, I've kind of felt that way for a few weeks. They are a bit more spirited than Sheffield United were and Norwich were a couple of years ago.
Right.
And Sheffield United are now. They're putting up more of a fight. Like, they actually got a point here, right? Where the other teams would have lost 1-0.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
You know
on
what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't have fucking cared. But ultimately, they just don't possess the quality to get over the line, it doesn't seem. Like I said, I wish they would be a bit more pragmatic, and they just aren't.
Yeah. Magpies just put it to the Clarets early, and just another big step for them closer to definitely being in Europa.
It's a very unfortunate place to be in, right? And I said this to Shore Billy because we texted a little bit during the match. when you have to go out and score, you're the team playing from behind. Couple that with you're also not very good.
They're
and then you couple that with
keep
right.
scoring.
And then you couple that with, for the most part, Newcastle's healthy again, and they're uptick in form in the last 3 weeks or so. Five games over 3 weeks has been pretty decent.
And they have motivation to play because Europe is on the line as well.
And they're charging right up the table.
Mm-hmm.
So you that's like a perfect storm for a fuck you Burnley.
Yeah,
Which is exactly what happened.
It's a lot of the same thing. I was chatting with Short Billy too, and it was just like, you're going to get more goals because Burnley's going to have to push. They have
exactly.
to push.
And when you open up against pacey forwards like Isak and Gordon, they're going to exploit those
trouble.
spaces. Yeah, they're going, and you have somebody with the passing range of Bruno in midfield. The good Bruno, Guimaraes, the one we do talk about. The other Bruno, we don't talk about.
We
that
don't
Bruno.
talk about that Bruno.
No. No. I like it when you smell what I'm stepping in.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. 6 years we've been doing this, buddy.
I know.
got a good
It's
idea
also
where you're
nice
going.
that you have nieces and nephews now and have probably seen that movie.
Well, neither confirm nor deny. Next for Newcastle is United, and it couldn't be at a better time. Even though they got to go to Old Trafford, could not be a better time. For
Are
them
they
to face
midweek?
them. No, that's this weekend.
That's right. We don't play them till.
No,
after.
I'm sorry. It is.
No, we play them Sunday.
It is midweek. Yeah, it is midweek
Yeah.
for them. So they do have a game, and then it's at United. I'm sorry for Newcastle.
Yeah.
Burnley, they're not out of it, but they're out of it.
Oh, it's very, very hard. They need Forest to lose outright both games completely. They also need the FA to not give them any points back, and
Right.
they need to win both their games.
But those games are at Spurs, which at the moment not that hard of an ask. and it's they're home to Forest. They get Forest in their building.
I'm convinced that Spurs are saving it up for City. I'm trying to talk myself into it. And North London's going to come together because of that song by Lewis Dunford, North London Forever.
I don't know why you haven't figured out yet that they're going to play City and go, oh, wait, this is a chance to really fuck off Arsenal?
Here's the door.
Score 10. Yeah, it'll be Fulham that won't be Fulhamish and fuck it over and help you out.
Well,
They're gonna do it
I'm
this weekend.
hoping so. Fulham does something. That'd be nice. But
And
they haven't
then,
looked particularly great either.
and then, honestly, Forest take full advantage of the opportunity. They now have a full 3-point lead. They still have what is expected to be 2 points coming back to them. They won when they needed to win. They pulled what we have been saying about Everton for a while. When they had to get the win, they got the fucking win.
And Hudson-Odoi was excellent in this game as well. Kind of a carbon copy of the same goal twice. Kind of cutting in from the right. Now, I know the other one was more of a rebound that he kind of volleyed into the top corner, which was excellent. But the other one was him cutting into the right and finding that same far side. And if you haven't figured out yet what he was doing, because there was another time he'd shaved the post, and another time he kicked it straight at the goalkeeper, doing the exact same fucking thing. He's not Arjen Robben. Fucking stand on his right foot. I was very good defensively at ushering a player to his weaker foot.
He'd give you're underselling yourself. I would remember as a goalkeeper playing with you in indoor, you would literally stand to his strong foot and go ahead, shoot
Try
it with
me.
your left. As loud as can be, shoot it with your left. I dare you. They never would. They always tried to bring it
it
back.
was catching practice.
Yeah,
if
it's
they did.
coming right to me.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Appreciate it.
Dribble down, bang, fine.
Yep, and you would, bullish about it, which is very funny.
And or they would try to cut into me, in which case either I'm winning the ball or I'm knocking you over.
Right. And then
Done.
if they did, and God forbid they did score a goal at any time in the game, we'd be like, yeah, so you did that with your right. Be classier if you did it with your left. Just like just constantly talking shit.
Fuck with people.
Yeah.
I was the verbal Ben White. Did you see, also speaking of that real quick, just a quick side note, did you see the video doing the rounds of Declan Rice on the karaoke show with Michael Richards?
No, I have not.
I think he might be colorblind because he had orange glasses on, which I thought was interesting because everybody else had sunglasses on, so it has to be something like that.
Right.
But he's saying Ice Ice Baby,
Uh-huh.
and went rice, rice, baby. 'Cause that's his chant in the
Brilliant.
stadium. Yeah, it's pretty
Brilliant.
good. But it's a love, and it fucking nailed the verse too.
Fabulous.
Yeah,
Very
and
good.
It was awesome. Anyway,
Now, worth mentioning, and this is all we're going to say about Sheffield United, the dead man walking that they are. They've now given up 100 goals.
is that the worst ever?
It is
right?
the worst
And
ever.
they still have 2 games to play.
It makes Derby County's 10 points just like, this is worse.
I think
This
it was
is
11. I
worse.
think it was 11.
This is worse.
But yeah, no, it's
This is
horrible.
way worse.
Absolutely horrible.
Like, at least Derby County would lose a couple, 1-0.
But they would try. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That's what I said. I mean, this is the same fucking thing that happened last time. It doesn't even appear that they're trying. The only person that gives a shit is Ben Barrington Diaz, and he's playing for a move somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And that's very obvious to see.
Now,
Although I did love him slapping the badge after he scored his pen. Like, you don't fucking care. You're going to be out of here in a heartbeat.
You don't give a shit.
The first person that comes in with more than 18 million, you're gone.
I was going to say, I don't see them pulling anything like the Rotherham goalkeeper did for the final game of the championship.
What?
He went to the local bar.
Oh, yeah. And the 600 pints. Yeah.
600 pints, and then was giving away a signed-
Donated a jersey, like a raffle,
Yep.
and then all the proceeds went to the local hospice. That's a very class move.
Yep.
Victor something. It was Scandy Boy. It looked like VIKTOR. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know the words you always screw up in the drunken transfer recap. the ones that you don't even have to be drunk for. They're still problematic words for
So
you.
many vowels, which is also weird because they do the double A lot, but then they also have like 7 consonants in a row. It's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with that?
So here's the final lineup.
And the
for
Polish. I've never seen a W with an accent. I don't even know what to do there.
the remaining matches for Nottingham Forest, and this is where the other two sides still have a little bit of a chance. Their next match is home to Chelsea, and Chelsea has been on fucking fire lately. And now Chelsea has something to pay for because they're in the discussion for Europe.
Yeah, somehow Poch has managed to figure that out.
Yeah.
Which we'll talk about a bit more, obviously, in their game. But I don't. It's hard because aren't they at home against Chelsea, Forest?
Yes, they are, and then it's away to Burnley for the last game of the season.
Yeah, I think that's their saving grace, but I don't. And then you have the added, like, Hudson-Odoi was there.
And of
So
those
he's going to
two-
want to fuck over his old club, especially with all these wingers they brought in to replace him. Basically, I just don't. I just don't see where Forest have the entirety of the game at their kind of beck and call.
Couple
to
that too.
get
They
this
only
over the
need a
line.
point. They only need a point. A point gets them where they need to be.
Yeah, and they'll get that at Burnley on the final day,
So,
or they'll get it on Thursday with the FA just giving it to them.
it isn't. It isn't over, but the door's about closed.
Yeah, we should also make mention before we move on from Forest. We should also make mention that Mark Clattenburg has left his post in one of the most ridiculous appointments ever.
Oh, really? Now?
Retired referee Mark Clattenburg, they hired on to explain decisions essentially to the squad, the coach, and Marinakis, the owner. Explain why and how decisions are made and why they go that way and all that kind of stuff. And basically all it did was stir up a media storm, and sometimes they throw him in front of the camera post-match. And it was weird.
The problem is the owner doesn't understand the following, and this is probably what Clattenburg said to him. Maybe, just maybe, the league doesn't want to see you win. At the top of the league, only a single goal in differential changed the thing at the top because the two teams just keep on winning. Arsenal 3, Bournemouth 0, Manchester City 5, Wolves 1.
So that first half was probably the most comfortable Arsenal have looked this entire season. Mm-hmm. Besides the West Ham game, because we really dominated West Ham.
Yeah.
Sorry, Smokey. But other than that, really, it didn't take long for Saka to open up the scoring. Obviously, it was another rather fortunate call again. I think this falls in the same line as it did last week. If the referee gave the decision on the field, and in this case he did, I don't think you can overturn it. If he hadn't called it, I don't think VAR would have given it.
Right.
This is another one of those decisions. Kai Havertz, but forwards do this all the time. Everybody just likes to be all pissy when Arsenal do it. He left his foot in intentionally and got clipped rather soft and went down.
Mo Salah's made a career off that.
Yeah.
It's what happens, man.
What are you mad
It's
at
what
Kai
happens.
for? Because he's German? Fuck
Right.
off.
Yeah.
Like,
It's what happens.
we're past that. But other than that, it took a long time to get that second goal, which was rather annoying, actually. But Declan Rice with fucking, who knew he was twinkle toes, as well as having a great engine. I mean, what a little pirouette, and then just kind of shuffle with his outside of his right foot to find Trossard to get that second goal, which was great. But then the second half wasn't the greatest again, which I didn't particularly care for. Now, we did score in the second half, which obviously we didn't do against Tottenham prior to. But I think we, again, let them back into the game. They came out more intense after halftime, Bournemouth. They did things that made us uncomfortable, and we didn't respond to them necessarily again. And so that was a bit rough. And that, things we should probably try to get out of our game for these last two fixtures, because we're going to need it.
Yeah.
But all in all, it's a good performance. I think, and this is where VAR makes me mad, because I think there should be some sort of emotion allowed into the game. Gabriel, big brutish center back. We all know him. We all love him. He's got turkey teeth, just like Firmino, just like Klopp. He's got the big, Turkish dentist job done. Scored probably the best goal of his life, but for a fucking half a shoulder offsides. Factually, it's the correct decision, but it's like emotionally, it's like, bro, just let it stand. It was too good of a goal. You know what I mean? It's just one of those, like, the game's gone anyway. Fuck it. It's
not going to matter.
Right. Just let him have it.
Goal
Because that was
differential shot. It
fucking
doesn't matter.
amazing.
It's not going to matter.
This is going to go down like Richard Dunn's screamer at Manchester City years ago. Ultimately, there was like some sort of push in the box that had nothing to do with his shot from a free kick. That was, again, a big brutish Irish center back, just absolutely lasering into the top corner. It gets called back for something stupid, something technical. And that was just a bit frustrating, obviously, because, I mean, what a strike. The way he got around the ball. He kept his head over the ball so much, his head almost touched his knee. Like, he was that swiveled left foot right in the top corner. It was fucking brilliant.
So next up is a trip to Old Trafford. Now, here's the thing. When obviously we're going to end the show talking about the frauds. Does it worry you at all that they just looked so fucking bad that they...
I'll give you my final prediction when we get there, but no.
Very
it
good.
makes me ecstatic.
Very, very good.
Because honestly, after this, their fans will be on their back.
Well, speaking of a team that has always given City a hard time, but showed absolutely nothing, was Wolves. Haaland scored 4 in under a fucking hour. It was 56 minutes. He scored 4 fucking goals.
Very fucking annoyed to come off as well.
Yeah, he was like, I want you to stay on and score 10.
Well, if Mo Salah's allowed to yell at Klopp and start the next week, I think Haaland can do what he wants. It's fine.
Very true. Very true.
But he was noticeably pissed off when he got subbed. The way that City just squeezed possession, like, Arsenal have done it a few times this season where they, Declan Rice or Thomas Partey more recently, obviously after injury and stuff, where the other team literally for 15 minutes cannot get past midfield.
Right.
For very large stretches of this game. I'm talking 18, 20 minutes at a time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Besides like a hoofed clearance, the ball did not cross midfield. There was absolutely no chances. Wolves had 2 shots, only one of which was on target and they scored from.
Yep. Speaking of which, I do want to talk real quick about Wang obviously scored the goal. That's someone who last season was a bit out of favor, not always playing a ton. He is really, really fallen into Nathan Jones' system and has been nothing short of fucking fantastic.
He's been very good. He works hard. He's fast. He's got an eye for goal. He's got good balance, good strength. I like him a lot, actually, Wang. I don't know that he'll
Not Nathan Jones, by the way. I said Nathan Jones. That's the old coach.
Gary O'Neill.
Gary O'Neill. Thank you.
I don't think he'll do very well at a bigger club.
No, I
Wang,
think this is exactly the club he
I
needs
think
to be
this is
at.
the size of club he needs to be. A medium fish in a medium pond.
Yeah. O'Neill's
System guy.
system for me rubs me as if you put in effort, you will get playing time.
Yeah.
Very
And
simple.
there was no lack of effort necessarily before. I just don't think. I think Cunha was playing so well, and the system breeded kind of a one forward.
Well, even then
situation.
they were still using Podence a lot at that time, and he just seemed to completely fall out of favor with that team.
Well, because Cunha would play down the middle, and you'd have Neto on one side, Podence on the other, or whoever on the other wing, and they would play almost like a front three.
At that time, they still had Traore,
They
too.
kind of went 3-5-2 in this one.
Yeah.
Or maybe even 4-4-2 at times. It looked with Wang and Cunha up front, which I don't think Cunha really cared for. Because he was pitiful in this game. Couldn't get any sustained possession. Couldn't get multiple touches on the ball in a row, really. And ended the game with no shots. None.
Yeah.
Not even blocked shots. Nothing. He did not have a whack.
Yeah. Not good.
I said whack, not wank.
Next up for City is Fulham.
I think you might be right. This might be Arsenal's best chance. Given we're obviously going to talk about how piss poor West Ham were here shortly.
I'd love to give a nod to West Ham just because David Moyes is that kind of a coach.
And he's leaving.
And he was the United manager for a short period of time.
Yeah, it'd be nice if he helped us out.
But they're playing so...
And Arteta's his buddy.
But they're playing so badly.
Arteta was his captain?
Yeah, Arteta played for him. I know, but
for ages as well.
But problem is, West Ham has been so
so poor.
So bad, man.
Bro, go 10 behind the ball and just have the wrecking ball, Miley, Mikael, Cyrus Antonio up front and just have him fucking run rampant.
All they need is one.
That's it.
Keep him out of the net. That's all you got to do. Areola's standing on his head. Come on. You go ahead and keep hoping for that, killer.
Bro, they could be the only club that has ever had two other teams sing their song in their dressing rooms because they spoiled the title for somebody else on the final day.
Oh, your boys would definitely be singing that song.
Fuck yeah, I'd be singing it in my house naked.
Rice will be singing it with you.
Goddamn right he will. To teach everybody the words.
Rounding out the rest of the league, and so that happened. Brentford 0, Fulham 0, Brighton 1, Villa 0, Chelsea 5, West Ham 0, Liverpool 4, Spurs 2, Palace 4, Man United 0. Brentford and Fulham played a professional match in the English Premier League. But it was a fucking derby! I shouldn't be saying that about a derby. I should be saying that about a derby.
Yeah.
God.
So I only wrote like 3 sentences.
Fulham and Brentford played a fucking professional match in the English Premier League. That's exactly what needs to be said about that match.
Both teams had chances, but neither were dangerous or intense in any way, shape, or form. They're both safe. Neither of them are chasing Europe, and there's just no real motivation, and it fucking showed. Boring.
Oh, my God. So boring.
Boring.
Such a boring match.
Gonna need Fulham to be a bit more dynamic on Saturday.
Yeah.
Would help.
Could need a little bit more out of them.
Yeah, come on, guys. Hopefully, you know what? Hopefully they were just saving themselves. Again, London forever.
Marco apparently, auditioning for a potential bump in a job. So, here's your opportunity.
That's it.
You want to win over the United supporters real quick? Do a number on City.
Or the Liverpool supporters?
Well, if that's the job he gets, ends up being United, Just do a little show off there. You'd be all right. It'll work for you. Yeah. Also, not a particularly great game was Villa and Brighton.
Villa just look exhausted.
Yeah. And also so many, just the wrong injuries for them right now, too. Although I will say, people are going to want to bitch and moan. Olsen played his dick off and had a hell of a fucking game.
I
Yeah,
got
just saved
no
the penalty.
complaints on Olsen. He was fantastic.
I also don't think everybody's as hurt as they say they are. I think they've got an eye towards the second leg in Greece, and that's going to be a fucking cauldron. And they need to overturn a 2-goal deficit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think they had an eye on that game. And what is helpful to Villa is the fact that they Spurs keep fucking it off.
Yeah, well, we knew they were not gonna do well against
But
Liverpool.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Spurs keep fucking it off. So Villa's position in fourth is pretty safe at the moment. So they, I think, could kind of pseudo injure. Oh, he's injured. He's not playing. I think they could rest people for Thursday.
It was a full whiskey dick the whole show. And McGinn had one moment of brilliance that got called back because offsides. And yeah, I really don't have much to say on that.
There isn't much to say
Both
on
teams
it.
had a goal disallowed for offsides. Pascal Gross obviously also had one disallowed. And then Olsen saved the penalty. Problem was it bounced right back into the middle, and João Pedro followed his own shot and headed it in, which Olsen almost fucking got to.
Yeah.
As you know, Mr. Graham.
I'm mad at defense. I'm mad at other things. I can't be mad at Olsen for any of that.
No.
The English supporter, obviously a very rational, well thought out, and
Especially
intelligent.
if they're on Twitter.
I guarantee you, they're all saying he should have knocked the ball wide on a penalty, and he purposely had his arm in the wrong spot so that it bounced back to the middle. And it's like, no, asshole. As a goalie, you're just trying to get to the ball.
But why?
And maybe make a save.
But why? What's his motivation?
They're convinced Olsen is trash and needs to be gone, and that they're just should.
So giving up a penalty, giving up a goal following a penalty, is going to help him secure a move.
Yeah, but precisely. Yeah, but again, Sam, the English, very fucking rational when it comes to their football club. They're
Sounds
the
like
most
Mark, to be honest with you.
rational human beings on the planet. Just remember, Ashley Cole is the best because I say he is. Everything you say means nothing. I say he's the best, so he is the best, and that's all there is to it. Remember that. Just some random donkey dick. Be like,
I mean, that guy's not wrong, but yeah.
But if you go, you know what? You rate people by titles, and he won way more titles, and he had way more caps than Baines for left back. If Baines was so great, Baines would have been the starting left back. Fair enough. That's an argument. That's at least an argument. Just
for those of you that haven't been with the show that long, this was an argument Sam had on the internet with somebody about 2 years ago that he's still rehashing.
Oh, not somebody's, like a lot of them. It was like 100 of them just going after me. I'm like, look at the stats, motherfuckers. More goals, more assists, more clean sheets. Like he beats them in every fucking statistic other than titles. That's it. Titles. Anyways, getting back to our point. Mel, you have something to drink.
I'm good, thank you.
No, you can have it. And by the way, because you're being a basic bitch, you get basic bitch flavor. Pumpkin.
I told you to let me guess.
Yeah, well,
Why do you ruin things?
Because he's a man, Mel.
Because it pleases me ruining things for you.
Again, he's a man, Mel.
Happy anniversary, babe.
Cheers to the OG whiskey dick. I'm not going to give you the benefit of a reaction. Yum.
I know how you feel inside. The same way you do every morning when you get up and look at me.
You've been married for 17 years. I hope you would. It'd be weird if you didn't.
All right. Keeping it going. Chelsea are flat out now flirting with Europe, especially with how poorly United are playing. They're now in the spot. They are in that spot now.
Yeah, they are. And Chelsea over both games this week, because remember they did play on Thursday as well. This past week, Chelsea seemed to be coming together. I don't know if the catalyst was Poch had a hard talk after that fight about the penalty.
Could be.
Or what it is, but he's started at least close to the same lineup a few games in a row now. I think he finally has a clear idea of who his best 11 is and what he wants to do with them, and it's starting to click a bit. They're still fairly inconsistent. They still have like the 5-0 at Arsenal. They still have blips. But you look at, Tottenham.
2-2 to Sheffield.
Well, Tottenham, right, yeah, exactly. 2-2 to Burnley. Tottenham, I think that's more down to inexperience. But like Tottenham, while they're not in a great way, right, in this game in the midweek, they still have individual brilliance. Chelsea dealt with that really well and stifled them at every kind of opportunity. Chelsea pretty much dominated both of these games.
Yeah, they did.
To
really
be completely honest with you. What a header from Trevor Chalobah against Spurs. Fantastic header. And then in the West Ham game, you had everybody that you want to score. You had Palmer, you had Madueke, you had Gallagher, and you had 2 from Nico Jackson.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
One of which was also a fantastic header. I mean, the initial thing, I can't remember if it was blocked or saved, but bounced kind of straight up in the air, had no momentum at all, had to generate all the power himself, but put it in a spot, far post, with after the... was it Areola dive or whatever it was that saved the initial chance. There's no way he's getting back across the line that fast. And he got just enough power on it to get it over the line. It was very well done.
I would have to say, if you're a Chelsea supporter, even if you miss out on Europe now, you got to feel like, you know what, we've started to figure it out by the end. This team's come together. There's something to look forward to for the next season.
And you're going to have Poch with a full summer. The best thing Chelsea could do, replace Thiago Silva with somebody of, not obviously you can't do equal experience, but replace Thiago Silva with somebody that's a bit more experienced than what they have.
10 years younger than him.
And then fucking don't do anything else.
Yeah.
Just let everybody be and let Poch work.
Now, the problem is going to ultimately probably sell Gallagher.
Right. But that's fine. You have other central midfielders that can step into that role.
That is true.
So you could finally figure out what is not clicking between Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. Because really, those two starting in the center of midfield should be fucking decent, and it's not. It has not worked all year, but they continue to stick with it. Gallagher and Caicedo has done well, and Gallagher and Enzo have done well. But Enzo, I think, plays a bit too slow for the rest of that team. I think they want to push, and he can't push or doesn't want to push. I think Caicedo will do whatever you tell him to do. So the best thing they can do, like I said, is replace a little bit of experience and then fucking don't touch it. Let Poch work this summer and let his ideas really take hold with a full fucking preseason, people on his fitness plan to get all the fucking lemons they want, and then attack next season, right, and see where you are in January.
Just, being a fan of the rest of the league and, having my own issues with the Big Six being one of the smaller clubs, you kind of, what sucks is it's going to be hysterical if United don't end up in Europe. It's going to be fucking hysterical.
Yeah. I'm going to love every second of it.
But if they're not in Europe, it means bad behavior gets rewarded. Todd Bowley threw a bunch of money at something that didn't work the entire season and then somehow backdoored their way in.
Yeah, but that's normally United. They just followed the United model.
Right.
That's been United since Alex Ferguson left.
Oh, my God. Brilliant. Fucking brilliant. It was either Taylor or Christian just doing what they do. It was Taylor.
Taylor.
It's you and Monty Python and the Holy Grail with the bunny.
Yeah, that's how I felt. That's how I felt.
Oh, yeah. Got to use it. The holiest hand grenade. That's how it has to be done. Now,
I thought it was going to end up like the Black Knight.
But then,
honestly, I thought I was going to gnaw my limbs off.
But then, worst case scenario could happen, which would also be very funny, but also would suck, right? So it's like you don't want to see either one of those teams. It's like somehow you want West Ham to figure it out and end up being the team, and then both United and Chelsea miss out, but it's not going to happen. Now, here's the thing. Here's what I was going to say, is that Chelsea could end up getting in, but then United somehow wins the FA Cup final,
right.
which also it's like, it's great. You deny possibly City a chance of winning any trophies, which would be hysterical. But in the same regard, you're like, fuck, man, bad behavior got rewarded. Like, there is no good situation out of this.
So my real moral conflict for the end of the season stems on whether or not I want Manchester United to fail miserably in the rest of everything they have going on, or if I want them to exceed in everything they have going on besides Arsenal to make sure Erik ten Hag stays in place so we can keep having these conversations next year. Because either is very funny to me.
I think Ten Hag lost his job today.
I think he did too.
Very much so. Also, worth mentioning here for West Ham, apparently Lopetegui is the name being tossed around to be the replacement of Moyes.
Apparently they've agreed terms. It's being reported that they've already agreed terms. And David Moyes, in this Chelsea game, like he's normally very animated on the touchline, especially when things are going poorly. And he was just sat in the fucking chair with his arms folded, angry.
Yeah.
He delivered them a first major trophy in a very fucking long time, and the players would do well to fucking remember that.
Yeah.
And send him off against City with a huge 1-0 win. It would really take the cake, I think.
Is it me, or did Liverpool and Tottenham feel like a preseason friendly? Like there was like lots of open spaces. No one really seemed to care that the score was 4-0, and then when it was 4-2, no one really seemed to care that they scored 2.
Well, what really pissed me off about this game was I ended up losing $5 when I could have won 76 real American dollars on the old FanDuels because I hit everything in this game except for the under 4.5, because both of them have been absolutely prude in front of net. Not like Wang, who penetrates. They've been super prude in front of the net, both these teams, for the last like 3-4 weeks, and then decide to fucking rip the condom off and go raw dog, baby.
And all
6 goals? Fuck both of you.
Couldn't Spurs just been happy with fucking 4-0 and call it a day, and you would hit your bet?
Absolutely. Fucking pricks.
There's really not much
you know
else
what?
to say about
Hey,
that.
Good $5 donated. Good $5 donated if Spurs were saving stuff up or just practicing that second half against City. Fuck off, man.
Christian did that one. The sewing circle is on fire tonight
So
in the closed
I'm not
group.
scared of rabbits. Let's start there. Once I figured out they were rabbits, I was fine.
Right.
Yeah, that's not the problem. The problem is that if they're comfortable in my yard, that means other shit's going to be comfortable in my yard. And if I got a family of rabbits, that invites snakes. That invites all sorts of things that like to eat unprotected baby rabbits. And I don't want that shit hanging around.
Hey, Producer Mel.
Thank God Carla's at home to protect you.
Producer Mel, you need to be unmuted for this because I need you. Hey, Producer Mel, what's Sam going to be for Halloween?
A bunny.
Patreon.com/DUFS Football Show to hear that entire story on our sound check feature, which we do a show that is our real sound check.
United. Oh, by the way, last thought with Liverpool and Spurs. Apparently nothing to see here. You lose, and Klopp just went off and did his little fist bump and everything. Although I will give it up to the shithousery that was Spurs supporters while he was doing his fist bump to the cop end. They're chanting, "You lost the league at Goodison Park."
Yeah. You know what else I find very interesting? I think this could be a lot of fun. If Jurgen Klopp, for whatever reason, gets a bug in his ass next game, if he gets a yellow, he's on the requisite number of yellows currently that one more yellow card would suspend him for a game. And he would be suspended for his final game at Anfield.
Oh my God, that would be hysterical.
And the last game as Liverpool manager. If he were to get a yellow in the next match. And I guarantee you, this will be the quietest we've ever seen Klopp is in this next game, because he will want to be at Anfield for that last game.
What
honestly.
would be also
That would
that's
be
against Villa at
amazing.
Villa. What would be great is if Paul Tierney was reffing that match, just so that the minute he said anything, he could just walk up to you and go, "Yeah, I never played the game before, huh?" And hand him the fucking yellow.
Yeah.
It'll never happen. Oh yeah, they will make sure he does. Oh, I guarantee you, PJMLL has already said, do not give Klopp a yellow. Do not fucking do it. Anyways, United get fucking embarrassed, man. That was, I don't care who's fucking hurt. You're Manchester fucking United. It's next man up.
Don't talk about United yet.
Okay.
'Cause this wasn't Crystal Palace. This was Palaceona. Okay?
Shit.
They were fucking flying, bro.
5 wins, 1 draw in the last 6, and they have scored 13 fucking goals.
Yeah.
They are on fire right now.
So the reason I say that is because, yes, United were horrible, but Palace can only play what's in front of them, and they put them to the fucking sword. They completely dominated this match.
Manhandled them.
Now,
They flat out manhandled them.
I wanted to actually look it up, and I didn't, but it's already on my phone. Manchester United had a total of only 7 shots. Only 2 of them were off target. Only 2 of them were on target. The other 3 were blocked. Palace had 10 shots on goal out of their 18.
They were ruthless. They were
absolutely ruthless. In only having 43% possession, their XG, if you put any merit in those stats at all, was 1.75. So they outperformed their expected goals. Manchester United were only a 0.35. So they barely underperformed, according to their statistics. It was bad from United, man, but it was absolutely excellent from Palace. And you can't, like, The best battle on the pitch for me, because Manchester United were so dispirited. The best battle I saw for the entire game was Mateta, Olise, and Eze wrestling over who could put Casemiro in their pocket next.
Oh, absolutely. Casemiro looked completely lost in that match.
So 3 different times. And I think it was Elise's little shuffle, the little 1-2 he did and sent Casemiro sliding by in the middle of the field in a position he shouldn't have been in, playing in center back, by the way.
Right.
I was listening in Talk Sport on the way home on Sirius XM because I was coming home from work during the game. And he said, Elise, Casemiro comes out. Elise just ended his career. Just like, that's how bad he made Casemiro look.
Oh, yeah.
And this happened a fucking few times.
Yeah.
In this game where Casemiro just got embarrassed, man. And he's 3 years younger than me, and his legs are going that bad. Mm-hmm. That's how I would look on that pitch.
Oh, God, yeah.
In my current state.
Oh,
and
God,
he's supposed to be a top-level athlete.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's not good.
Do you think Ten Hag even makes it through the rest of the season? I mean, if they get beat badly by you guys, I think he could be fired.
A lot of people were calling for his head tonight that I heard. A lot of people were calling for his head today.
Because it doesn't get easier.
No.
It's you, and then it's Newcastle, and it's all for Europe. I mean,
Why not just get the toxicity out?
All right, well, the
Right?
toxicity out would be fucking bench the whole team and start playing your under 21s.
Well, so but the other piece of that too. So like for instance, the sporting director at West Ham is actively searching for David Moyes' replacement. Right? Like
Right.
it said, it's been widely reported as Julian Lopetegui. But during this process, apparently for the last 3 weeks to a month, David Moyes has banned the sporting director from the training ground while he's there. It's like, if you're actively searching for my replacement, how am I supposed to work with you peering over my shoulder?
Yeah, just go
so
away.
fuck off then, right? I don't think Ten Hag has the wherewithal to do that. I don't think the Manchester United hierarchy have the wherewithal to realize they're being a hindrance.
Right.
I don't think anything in that club right now is anything short of toxic.
Yeah.
And it's only going to get worse if they continue down this path. They've already said, essentially, that the entire squad, minus Garnacho, Højlund, and Mainu, are up for sale.
Yeah.
They've already said that.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's on the chopping block, including Marcus Rashford.
Yeah.
It's like, if that's the I just don't know where they go from here, man. I really don't. This is fucking piss poor, man.
Admit it, too, though, Graham. Come on, look at me. You're loving every minute of our
Oh,
show.
God, I'll jerk off as soon as we get out of here.
Sure money.
Been anything but. Been anything but. I'm so disappointed in myself. It's been very bad.
Yeah, this cup of losers is very full.
My couple losers is fucking Villa fucked it, which they did do for me.
Yep.
Thanks a lot for that. So I'm now down $2,247, which is still better than I did last season by a cool $1,600, just about.
Yeah, there you go. You're a stud.
I know. Yep. But I won the first 2 of these, I think. So whatever. I've got money in the bank. Go ahead, Sam.
Bees didn't sting the cottagers, so I am down $578.
Big Sam's Lock of the Week.
Did you know that 24.3224324% of the time works 100% of the time? If there wasn't that extra 2 in there, that would have been totally like a palindrome, and that would have been great. For my couple losers, I said, come on, bees. That was rather full-of-mish.
That's all right.
Double poke at him there.
Nice.
All right. So for my bet, I'm going to do another 3-game parlay. I'm taking Newcastle, Everton, and Bournemouth to beat Brighton, Sheffield, and Brentford. And, I didn't put down what was going to pay me out. It's actually $379. So it takes away a little bit of the sting.
Nice. Good.
And now, it's time for our degenerate gambling friend Pat's Pick of the Week.
Cow pies for dessert. What does that mean? Sounds shitty. Anyway, he says, and I quote, okay, I lost again. And this is coming down to the end. and I have a parlay to try and get into position to make a Hail Mary in the last couple weeks. Yeah, I'm sure you'll say, oh, it's a favorites parlay, and when do they ever hit? Well, this fucking week. This week, it's going to hit. So, Man City, West Ham, Everton, Tottenham, and Arsenal to win. And I think his bet's going to get hammered. Personally, back to his quote. On a $100 bet, it pays out at $4.75. Everyone have a great week, and I'll talk to you next week when Sammy becomes a Tottenham fan for a day. Yeah, motherfucker.
Yeah, you will be. That is for damn sure.
I will never say that I want Tottenham to win, ever. But I will say that I want City to drop points that day.
There you go. Very good.
All right, so here I go. This one pays me out at plus 1,559, which would take about 2/3 of my debt away.
9-way parlay.
It's actually not that much. Not that much at all. And I figured I should probably tell you what teams they're playing. So I'm pulling my DraftKings up, and here we go. Tottenham at Burnley. I have Tottenham to win.
Get it the fuck together, Sam.
Fulham versus Man City. Now, this is the one that obviously could have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Fulham or draw.
Okay.
Betting with me, Art.
Heard betting with your heart.
Everton to beat Sheffield United because you're going to turn in your free buffet voucher. This could be the most goals you score in a game this season.
Yeah, pretty much.
Newcastle to beat Brighton. And then Arsenal to take care of Manchester United. That 5-pick parlay, including that double chance, gets me $1,559 on a $100 bet. And like I said,
not good gambling.
I should be able to take the title and 3/4 of my debt away for the season.
Very good. Well, not the title in betting because I've got to really fuck
Just
it
one
off.
more week after that.
Yeah, well, when you pick all 10 games
and it's going to hit.
and you get it wrong.
I won't get it wrong.
You always get it wrong. You always get it wrong.
I
You know
got
who
double
never-
chances now, bro.
You know who rarely gets it wrong? The chicken.
Well, Kitty missed with the Bees win, and so she sits at 19 and 15. So this week, I gave Kitty Spurs hosting Burnley. Now, she quickly handed me a photo of her with John Cena, Tom Holland, and Kenneth Branagh. Besides being all accomplished actors, all three are big Spurs supporters, so it looks like Kitty is pitting Tottenham to win a seal Burnley's fate to be relegated.
Okay, very good.
And of course, the chicken wants everyone to remember to gamble legally and responsibly.
I wanted to hit it with my face. I was waiting for you to throw it at me. I was going to smack it away with my face and go, in my face.
I wanted to hit it with
I wanted to hit it with my face.
There you
good
go.
header.
Fuck's sake.
It was a good header, damn it. All right. Well, that is going to wrap it up, boys and girls. Mr. Graham, any parting words?
Yes. Welcome back to the Premier League, Ipswich.
Mm-hmm. Congrats.
That is awesome. However, that story did not overshadow one very young baby rabbit, Mrs. Vardy. Or baby fox, actually, should they say. Little Miss Vardy, Olivia Vardy, was given a microphone by her father on top of a bus.
Oh, you're not. She's not a. You're not
What?
debacking a child.
No. We're praising the
I'm
child.
celebrating.
Oh, good, because I am so proud of her.
And I'm celebrating Mr. Vardy's parenting. He quieted the crowd.
Ooh, I hope he comes back next season and still plays for him.
He quieted the crowd down of their open-top bus parade with the championship trophy. and he goes, hey, Olivia, and he's holding her on his hip. He says, Olivia. And he puts a microphone in her face and says, tell him rock, paper, scissors. And she goes, and I'm sure you all have seen this. I think the links are all over Drunkard United FC, which is our closed Facebook group that you should check out. It's where all the hashtag bans happen. But Olivia goes, rock, paper, scissors, fuck off. To which the entire crowd just goes nuts and
I need to
cheers.
find a sound drop for that.
Yes,
Oh,
definitely.
yeah. Big time.
Very good.
It's very good.
It's fabulous.
Yeah, it's everything that you want from the Vardy family. It's everything we've come to expect, and I hope he procreates more. Because if there's one thing this world needs, it's more Jamie Vardys running
We
around.
do.
Hey,
we need
call
more
him
of
by
that
his
man.
Christian name.
Jamie fucking Vardy.
Yeah, goddamn right.
Which I have a feeling.
Not sorry, Russ.
Which I have a feeling that his daughter looks up and goes, "Dad, fucking D." You know,
exactly.
she throws the fucking in there as well.
Oh, hell
obviously.
yeah. It's his Christian name. You have to refer to him as
it's
such.
very funny.
All right,
I
everybody.
love everything about it.
Next up is injury time. We're going to preview the weekend's action and, of course, talk about fantasy and the beers that we were drinking. And just before that, we're going to do the EFL show, which we're going to continue doing live right here. Catch us up on all the playoffs. Who's going up, who's going down in the championship. We just gave a little hint about some of that. And then, of course, with injury time, that is with our Patreon. Sam, how does one become a Patreon?
At patreon.com/DFootball show. Just sign up to that $5 tier, and you will get all of our extra shit, which is funnier than this shit, which is already very fucking funny.
That a boy. Well done. Till next week, everybody.
If you don't like it, rock, paper, scissors, fuck off.
And we are back.
Hello, everybody.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Record producer Rob. Sorry I missed y'all. Hey, Rob, we're here. We just
Hey, sup,
stopped
Rob?
because we are moving on to the EFL.
Is that Robbio?
No, Rob, Fulham in the South.
Oh, what up, Rob?
Got the production studio, place.
Yeah.
Keith Kern had checked in on the Lasso show saying if Tottenham gives the Gunners the title, Graham should have to wear a Son jersey.
No,
You know, for the children.
it's not a bet.
For the children.
The children, Sam. The fucking children.
Any parent in this group
Sure
will
Billy
know.
says
Fuck them
Fatamiro
kids.
definitely won't be center back next match.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Casemiro shouldn't even be in the squad next match.
And you don't know how wildlife works.
No, I fucking don't, which is why I'm scared of it.
Oh, and Young Hot Freshness checked in.
Oh, YHF.
Yeah, he was in the chats with all the groupies talking. And then sent me a message and he goes, "Hey, I gotta head to bed, but wanted to check in and see how the old geezers are doing."
Fuck off, man.
He's the one going to bed.
Yeah, right. No shit. We're still here drinking.
You know, Hiram is both a 24-year-old and a 60-year-old black man in the same body.
Yeah.
Always love hearing from Young Hot Freshness. Very cool. All right, well, we ready.
Even if it is during the early bird special.
Yeah, we're ready to do a. Let's do another show.
Hiram, it's 4 o'clock. We can't eat yet.
Okay. Tomorrow's my mother's birthday. Happy birthday in 30 minutes. I don't know how old she is, like 70 something. And Kenny asked me if I could come to dinner. And I went, well, I've got rehearsal because what time is dinner?
7:38 usually.
Or even like 6:30, like something like that.
Yeah.
No, dinner apparently is at 4:30 tomorrow.
Nice. You want a sizzler too?
4:30 hibachi.
Hello, this is David Geckel from Baltimore, Maryland, and I'm a Leeds United fan. And we're back, bitches, and we're never fucking leaving. And you're listening to the DU Football Show.
Seeing as you got pipped to second, you're probably back in the championship and never fucking leaving.
I mean, they're gonna have to go through the playoffs now to get back. Remember, I said I was playing it no matter what.
Oh yeah, well the other thing is the playoffs typically favor the team with momentum, and it ain't Leeds.
No, there ain't no team with momentum in the playoffs right now. Let's start the show.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston.
Sam Houston.
Arsenal fans have another Sam. AKA the fucking Gooner Graham. Stump of a lord. Look straight in shorts. Sam Grammy.
Sam Graham.
Fucking United! Fucking United!
Graham, I think we can also now call this koozie the Mo Salah.
All right.
Hello and welcome to DU Does EFL, a completely biased brief recap of the EFL as told by two common American schmucks.
Hello.
I am your host, Sam Houston, and across the way from me, learning all about wildlife and up later than Young Hot Freshness, Mr. Samuel Graham.
I mean, that's normal. That's been since I was 14. That's back when I was Young Hot Freshness. Invented staying up late, apparently.
Very good. Beautiful. And of course, on the ones and twos, producer Mel. How are you doing, producer Mel?
I do know how to handle my wildlife. Yeah, trap it with the chicken tender.
Yeah, and then you put a vest on it and call it Steven.
And feed it,
And walking around at your garden club meetings.
feed it warm milk and make it a bow tie.
Because white women. We're recording at the DU Public House just outside the nation's capital. You can check us out wherever you get your podcasts, and of course, streaming live every single Monday night. Should you want to chat with us, there is many ways that you can. Mr. Graham, tell the good people how they can get in touch.
Absolutely. It's at DU Football Show on all the social medias and dufootballshow@gmail.com to get in touch via email.
Very good. We are drinking the exact same shit we were drinking in the last show, so let's get right to it.
Championship Corner!
I've fallen. and I can't get up. Oh no!
The best part was she anticipated hitting the wrong button twice, so she had it turned down.
No. She was ready for it. Very ready for it. Right as I'm getting ready to go into the next segment, she looks down at her phone and goes, who cares about sound cues for a moment?
That's pretty good.
Who cares about sound cues at all? Obviously, the dust has settled in for the first time since 2002. Ipswich Town are back in the Prem. They secured promotion, beating now relegated Huddersfield Town 2-0.
And in the last 2 seasons, no one has got more points in the English Football League system than Ipswich.
Yeah.
Over the 2
double
seasons.
promotion. They won league after being, pardon me, after being relegated down to League One. They promptly won League One and then came right up and got second place in the championship, and will find themselves playing in the Prem, which they're not going to be a new team to the Prem. They've been here before.
Yeah, it's been a generation, so they will find it difficult. They will be new again, but Portman Road has been a Premier League ground. Those fans, there will be a lot of them in that stadium that remember what it means to be a Premier League club.
Oh, yeah.
And the clear identity that they've played with should bode well, as long as they adjust their tactics, as Luton did not, to being a bit more pragmatic, being a bit more safe. They should be able to stay safe with what we've seen come up in the Premier League, and Leicester coming in potentially with that points deduction and all that kind of stuff as well. Ipswich have every chance to stay up in the league. They've got a 2-point advantage already on one of their what would be, you would assume, relegation rivals, because
Precisely.
As a newly promoted team. However, Leicester do still have a bit of money from their Premier League win, from their FA Cup win, from those multiple seasons in the Premier League, their Champions League quarterfinal appearance, like all that kind of stuff. That team is still rife with Premier League players.
Their business is also finally back up and running, the one that helps fund their soccer team,
Exactly.
with the King Powers as well.
So it's going to be fun to see Ipswich back. It's going to be a great time through those playoffs, which I'm sure we'll come on to. The one team I hope doesn't come up is Southampton. Sorry, Kenny. But we absolutely want there to be a proper South Coast derby. And Portsmouth winning promotion from League One, obviously, winning League One. We get to have it as long as Southampton don't get promoted.
All right, so now looking down at the bottom of the table, despite winning, you had Birmingham City, who's now relegated. They won, but so did Blackburn, Wednesday, and Plymouth as well.
Yeah.
Which is what
And
kept them up.
I heard a damning stat when Jason Eustace was fired because they wanted a Wayne Rooney.
Mm-hmm.
They were 6th, and it took them 85 days. 85 days, so less than 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
They were in 20th.
Yeah. Yeah.
They absolutely plummeted.
Yeah.
And
it was
that's
terrible.
just a damning stat, and that's the kind of momentum that you can't recover from.
That's one of those kind of clubs you wonder if they're going, like, that's a big club in a big city, much like how Sunderland went down and then could not get themselves out of League One for a while. They could be seeing this for Birmingham City. This is not going to be easy.
Well, it doesn't matter because the roast of Tom Brady was on Netflix last night, and that was all proceeds going to Birmingham City Football Club.
Have not finished watching it yet, but I have heard through the grapevine that there were some digs at Birmingham City.
Oh, were there?
Yes.
I've seen about 12 minutes of it because one of my stores was watching it when I went in today, and I watched a few minutes of it. But, yeah, I've seen a couple clips online. The joke Jeff Ross made at Bob Kraft's expense, and the Tom Brady forgetting where he was again for a minute.
Yeah, Tom was a little bitch for a second. I love that Ross just kept ignoring him.
Yeah, because it's a roast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Imagine Houston.
It's also
doing,
things that happened.
Imagine
Right.
Houston doing that to us during his roast.
Yeah, his fucking owner got a fucking handy in a massage parlor. It happened.
Yeah.
And that's funny. And comedians are going to make fun of that.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely they're going to.
Yeah.
All right, so now let's turn our attention to the playoffs. So we have Leeds are going to face Norwich, and Southampton will face West Brom.
Boing, boing.
Like
Come
you
on.
said, you don't want to see Southampton go up because you want to see a proper South Coast derby. I'm rooting for Leeds because we have very close friends of ours who are Leeds supporters, and I'd love to see Leeds get back up. But if Leeds aren't going to go up, lose out now and make it Norwich, so then we get an Old Farm derby
in the Premier League.
In the Premier League.
That
fair. Would be fucking brilliant.
I do kind of want to see West Brom come up a little bit because I feel bad for them that they had the Sam Allardyce effect.
Get a Black County. You get a Black Country derby in the Prem.
You also get another Birmingham derby because they're right on the outskirts as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you get Villa will not be without a rival.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah. Villa, I mean, unless they pull them in the FA Cup or League Cup, Villa ain't playing Birmingham City anytime soon.
Nope.
All right. On to League One. They had their first legs completed, and by the time the show is up is Wednesday, the second legs will be completed as well. But for the first round, Bolton beat Barnsley 3-1 at Barnsley.
I like it.
Now they're coming home. Probably going to see that one out. Although we do remember Sheffield Wednesday, and I think it was the Posh Peterborough last year where they came back and
shit the bed.
Yeah. So it's not out of the possibility. And then in the other one, Oxford won over the Posh 1-0 at home, but the second leg is at Peterborough. So really all that matters for me, I'm Bolton.
Honestly, I think
Bolton all the way. I'm rooting Bolton all the way, man.
Peterborough are actually a bit better than Oxford as well.
Yeah, they probably will beat that. They probably will beat Oxford, I imagine. It'll probably be Peterborough and Bolton in the final. I know I'm just rooting for fucking Bolton all day, every day. League Two, all the games got played on Monday and Tuesday for the first leg. So I can tell you right now, Doncaster won at Crewe Alexandra 3-0. So they are up and well on their way to winning. The next leg is at home. The other game gets played on Tuesday, so it will have already happened by the time we recorded this, but can't say anything about it because we don't know. We're not in the future. Sorry.
We could record both instances, Mel, and you can just splice them.
No, she ain't going to do that.
Yeah, Doncaster.
No, it wouldn't be Doncaster. It's
Peterborough.
No, it's the other
I'm
leg.
just saying names now. Don't care.
What are the choices?
It's MK Dons and Crowley, I believe.
Oh, fuck Dons. I'm not coming out and saying that. They stole Wimbledon.
Good job, Crowley.
There you go.
Congratulations.
Now, we already know that Sutton and Forest Green Rover are going down from the professional league. But
fucking vegans.
But who's coming up? Chesterfield, we already know is coming up. They have they won the league over a month ago. They had already secured the league title. Now, who are they going to be joined by? Is Bromley, who won on penalties over Solihull Moors, and it is the first time in their club's 132-year history, Mr. Graham, Bromley is playing professional fucking football.
Yeah, which is pretty awesome. So I did a little research here, if you want to know. I searched because I've heard of Bromley Football Club. I'm not familiar where they are necessarily. So they are in southeast London, right down from Croydon and Sutton, right down the old A23 eastbound. From those two areas, they are southwest of Sidcup and Bexley Heath, and northwest of Orpington, which is funny. Okay. And you know how on Google Maps, if you zoom in on an area, it pops up like important things in the area that you might want to be aware of? Are you aware of this feature?
Yes, I am.
So as I zoom in, the first thing that comes up in Bromley City Center is the KFC on Bromley High Street, right next to a Goldsmith's. The Shortlands Tavern, Tamasha, which just sounds like a person, like a Japanese immigrant.
You know, Tamasha.
Yeah, I think it's a restaurant, but I'm not sure. Coffee and more. Very original name. Virgin Active, whatever that is. Maybe they're just gearing up for it now, that first time, you know. A few other pubs come up, Norman Park, and then George Bromley. which I did look into, is another restaurant. But again, just sounds like a person standing on the fucking corner, and you should be aware that he's here.
Very
Weird.
important to know exactly where George is at all times.
They also have
George. He's a character.
other original names of the New Inn, which is a great name for a pub. The Miller and Carter Bromley. Apparently, George's kids opened their own pub. Katie's Kitchen is there. And then just outside, and it's kind of sad that it's just outside, another eatery. And I got to be careful about this one, but it's called iNaga. I-NAGA. Which is, for a middle-aged white man, very scary to say, to be completely honest with you. There are 2 golf courses in Bromley as well. Bromley has a high school, a Toby Carvery, which is nice. They have a big common ground with a little estuary on it. And then Bromley Football Club, right just south of the city center. It's nice.
Very good.
I'm in.
Now, let's
Good for them.
Let's go ahead and talk about a few teams that have been
they've got a Sainsbury's. They're posh there, man.
relegated out of the National League and going down to the National League South and
Fuck 'em.
North. 4 clubs. The one, Oxford City, nobody special, but the other 3 are all ones that have some bit of history on the show here. Is
Oh, no.
Kidderminster Harriers, who made it all the way to the 4th round of the FA Cup 2 seasons ago, are out. Dorking Wanderers, those are the ones who became very TikTok famous for their very animated coach on the sidelines, got talked about on Welcome to Wrexham. They went down.
Fucking dorks.
And the final one, the FA Cup darlings, the Wood, Boreham Wood, have been relegated out of the National League.
Well, I heard in the run-in, Mel, they were quite scared, and they've changed their name to Petrified Wood. I know nature.
Do you?
With all that being said, producer Mel, any parting words? Because we're not giving it to him. He's just going to tell another bad dad joke.
Taylor says there's a flatbed floor slowing down to take a look at him. So if you're pulled up next to that Ford, howdy.
He's referencing a song.
I know.
Oh,
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Of course you didn't.
In preparations for Taylor's visit, I didn't listen to Robert Earl Keen's entire back catalog. Sorry, like you did.
Howdy.
It's the Eagles, dude. It's a very, very, very.
I know. I'm
famous
just making a comment about how y'all are like
Howdy.
lovers.
No, not lovers. He lives under my taint. Get it correct.
Well, don't you love the people that lick your butthole?
I didn't say he licks my butthole. I just said he lives under my taint. Very
If he lives
swampy
there,
land.
if he lives there.
And with that,
A ton.
patreon.com, www./DUFootballShow. Show. Patreon, just $5 a month keeps them drunk.
All of those things, just not in that order.
I mean, that's about where I was going to go to.
www.forward/.com, Patreon //DU show football. Do what? She's been hitting both pens.
Till next week, everybody.
Remember to not cross streams.
Fucking lunacy.
Oh, great.